If you got stuck in the woods, who would you rather be with? A bear or a man? Now, this is a trend that has been going on social media for quite some time. Now, some brothers really took offense of this question because the ladies, well, they were choosing the bear over the brothers, with some sisters saying that they would rather pick a bear because a bear wouldn't lock them up in a basement for over 20 years. I don't know whether I should find this comment hilarious, but what do you pick? So the ladies are picking the bear because of safety concerns. And that is just so funny because that perspective suggests that a man is more dangerous than a bear. But anyways, they're saying that a bear cannot unalive you because of jealousy or because you've put on something short and they cannot do something to you in that situation. A bear may just react aggressively, maybe when it's protecting its cubs or you're in its habitat, while a man on the other hand poses a lot of threats because of the personal nature of human beings. Take a look at these videos and I'll be right back.
So I know we've all seen the video. There's a guy walking around asking women, would you rather be stuck in the woods with a man or a bear? Most of the women said a bear. I just want y'all, just hear me out. I just want y'all to slow it down and realize that social media isn't real life. People up 1 in 6 women will be attacked by a man in her lifetime. Only 1 in 1 million people have a chance to be attacked by a bear. Let's think about this. You live with and walk past in your life probably hundreds of thousands of men. You will probably never walk past a bear, all right? So no, okay? I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. The chance that I'm gonna walk up on a Kodiak bear, to none ever in life, never. I don't even go to the zoo. Talk about that's one. That's proximity. The way y'all be bringing this up is ridiculous. The way that should have been, the way that question should have been asked. Would you rather be lost in the woods with a bear that wants to you or a man that wants you? With a bear that wants to harm you or a man that wants to harm you? That you could get the real answers. I ain't never hit a woman violently. I ain't never put a violent hand on a woman. I ain't never sexual to the woman. No, none of that. Ever. Now I ain't never even called a woman out of her name. Not to her face. I think all that is terrible and wrong. But y'all acting like men are scarier than bears? You ain't watched enough nature documentaries, baby. Go watch the one where they trying to get the pictures of that big and the light from the flash scares them and a startled bear. I swear to God, the earth moved when he got startled. Just go watch a few videos. Boy, you dumb as ever. Nah, I ain't never even called a woman out of her name. Not to her face.
Did you guys catch that? To her face. Usually the people that are the loudest about having to say that they aren't something or they haven't done something when literally nobody asked them to give up this information are the people doing those things. Like if I walked up to a white person and the first thing they said to me was, I'm not racist, I'm gonna assume that they might be a little racist. Because why did you say that? You shouldn't have to say that. It should be implied that you've never done those things. And I don't know why you're laughing, because I think the reason why women would choose the bear is not a laughing matter. But I can tell you one thing with 100% certainty. I would never want to be alone in a room with you.
I mean, we all know the answer to this. Like, I'm pretty sure mostly a lot of women prefer picking a bear over a man, and sent you over here talking about, like, nature documents. How about this? Let's do true crimes. You know, where a lot of us have seen true crimes. We've seen how a lot of men do these commitments, and some of them could be like, this is one of the reasons why we pick a bear over a man, because we don't know how that person's gonna react. We don't know if it's gonna be quick and easy or slow and painful for, like, I don't know, a couple of weeks, days, months. It depends on, like, how the man's mood is.
Yeah, because they are. And it's crazy how all of these women are saying the exact same thing, and instead of being like, wow, there must be some type of truth to this, considering that these are a bunch of different women of different races, different backgrounds, different regions. Nah, instead, y'all, like, everybody lying, all of them lying. It's impossible for them to have a shared experience.
I want to add to this conversation in a way that I'm sure other women have already added. But first things first, the intention. The intention, the reason and the intention for a bear, unaliving me would be completely different from why a man would do it. If I got attacked by a bear, people would less likely say that I deserved it. People would not ask me what I was wearing. People would not question or doubt it. They would believe it, and they wouldn't be as cruel to me, right? But if I got attacked by a man, people would have all these questions. There would be all of these doubts, because what did I do to provoke that man to attack me? I have seen other men and boys celebrate the grape or the unaliving of a girl or a woman done by a man, like in saying that she deserved that. Ha ha ha, so funny. I've seen that. We have all seen that. And at least if a bear were to unalive me, the bear would not up me after. The bear would not essay me. I would not get raped by the bear. I wouldn't. And I feel like that's a plus. A bear doesn't think less of me because I'm a woman. And at this point, I'm shifting away from this idea that we're in a forest with a bear or a man. Bears have now gone on podcasts minimizing women's value, making women feel like all we are dishwashers and sandwich makers and baby makers. Bears are not having conversations about how to manipulate women. Bears don't even know what misogyny is. Do y'all see that it's not just about a bear being big and scary? It's about the fact that a bear is going to be a bear. It doesn't matter if it's a child. It doesn't matter if it's a man, if it's a woman, if it's a cat, if it's a dog. That doesn't matter. Men have gone out of their ways to harm women simply because we are women. Do we not see how women get unalived for saying no? Do we not see how men will go on dates with women and then take them somewhere and unalive them? Have we not seen that husbands will literally unalive their wife and their kids? There are men that have unalived their wives for not making dinner on time. And even outside of violence, I know that there's women doing this too, but there are a lot of men trying to make rules and regulations about what we can do with our bodies. For so long, we have been second-class citizens to men. None of us are saying that we would enjoy having an encounter with a bear. We would just rather have an encounter with a bear. And if you think that that sounds crazy, you have not been listening to the conversations we've been having. You have not been looking at what's been going on in the world, and maybe you should.
You ain't watched enough nature documentaries.
So the very fact that you made that video is exactly why a lot of women said that they prefer to be in the forest with a bear rather than a man. A bear can't go on the internet and make a video undermining women's experiences. A bear attacks a woman. People aren't asking, oh, well, what was she wearing? Or why was she there that late? Or what did she do wrong to ask for it? So on and so forth, right? There are thousands and thousands of women who have commented and liked posts preferring the bear, but instead of listening to those thousands of women, you rather center yourself and your experiences rather than listen to a group that you don't share those experiences, right? You're not a woman, right? So you'll never understand the danger or the fear of being around a man in certain circumstances, right? In the same way that I'm a black person and there's plenty of white people who cannot understand what it means to be afraid of certain circumstances with white people. But, you know, again, this is what people do to each other. Everybody's on here trying to position themselves as experts in things that they really don't know what they're talking about.
So here's the thing that men aren't taking into account when we say we would rather run into a bear in the woods than a man. If I was to make it out of those woods alive and I told people that there was a bear trying to attack me, people would have believed me immediately. There would be no questions asked. Maybe like, where do you remember? Do you remember where the bear was? So people know that there are bears in the area. But if I was to come out of those same woods and say that there was a man trying to attack me, people would say, well, why were you in the woods alone at night? Were you drinking? What were you wearing? What did you say to that man to make him want to attack you? Because men just don't attack people. I would survive a bear because that bear wouldn't even notice I was there, but a man would chase me.
This has been such an incredibly interesting trend to happen upon. And I know everybody's kind of sticking their 2 cents in, but I'd like to say something that I don't think other men are talking about. And obviously they're just realizing like how unsafe it is for us out in the world because they don't experience the same things that we do. But I want to bring something else to their attention. My husband and I have been married for a long time. And in his career, he has to travel. And so we started our family back in 2011. We have 2 girls. And when he's gone, we have to do our stuff. We have to go shopping. We have to pay our bills. Like, life doesn't stop because dad's not home, you know? Something that happens to me all the time that I have had to explain to my husband multiple times because it never happens to him is people approach my daughters and I in a really disgusting manner, sometimes really sexual, but they're always invading our space because they want to compliment my children. And it's always like a single dude, not with anybody. It's one thing if like a family guy, like an elderly couple complimenting me on my family is one thing. But that's the thing here. People that are going to compliment and be like safe, they never get into our space. They always have us notice them first before they're just like suddenly by the cart, that kind of thing. And I have actually had a dude come up to stand right next to me and put his hand on my cart in the middle of where my hands were and ask if he can buy my children candy. Like he just walked up to me and was like, "Can I buy your kids candy?" And his breath was terrible. And I was like, "No, get away from me," because now I'm big. When people make me uncomfortable in public, especially when I have my daughters with me, I'm loud and I'm big and I don't care about their comforts anymore. I don't care about making you quiet and comfortable so you walk away from me, like contained. I don't give a shit. Police come in here and pull you out now. I have to show these two girls how to navigate through the world with men. And we can't even go grocery shopping without people harassing us. So that happens at my local grocery store. One time at Walmart, someone tried to get my youngest daughter to let go of the cart and walk away from them so that they could show her something while I was holding the cart. And I'm standing there going, "Excuse me?" And he's like, "No, it's real quick, it's real quick, it's real quick." And then the people around him were like, "Sir, do you need to leave?" And then he kind of like, oh, this is okay, yeah. And he walked away. And it's like, are you stupid? Yeah. Obviously you're, but what I don't understand is like, why is it never going to be safe for us? It makes me angry. And I've had to explain to my husband that when he takes us out and he's like getting all of these lovely smiles from people because he loves to show us off. We're his beautiful family. He's worked so hard to clothe us and shelter us and all of that. So like, look at our beautiful family. Look at our beautiful children that are half him, half my beautiful wife. That kind of like, he's a proud person. He's a proud man. He loves his family. He loves everything that he does. And he's also like intimidating. So when we're out together, people don't bother us. And the amount of times that I have called him after grocery shopping or going out to eat with my daughters while he's gone, and I'm shaking and I'm crying because I've locked myself away in a bedroom away from my children because I can finally feel the frustration and the anger and like the scariness of the situation that I just navigated through again. So for sake, men, you know why this is a trend? Do you know why there's so many women on here saying the fact of the matter is a bear is more trustworthy than a man? And people actually have the audacity to come up here and be like, thousands of women are lying. Y'all are stupid. Everybody that actually thinks that women are safe or that have an opinion about this trend, you're stupid. Okay, I'm gonna say it even louder for you. If you think women are safe out in the wild, you are and by wild, I mean suburbia wild. We're way safer in the woods with the bears.
I know we've all seen the video. There's a guy walking around asking women, would you rather be stuck in the woods with a...
The answer is always gonna be a bear. I'd rather be stuck in the woods with a goddamn grizzly bear than with a man. A bear. Accept what women have said and stop trying to provide excuses as to why it should be men. Your excuses is literally proving our point. We would rather be stuck with a bear than with a man. We're not the dumb one. You are. If you cannot comprehend that, if you cannot find a solution as to why we would rather that, instead of complaining, I have never done this to a woman. I have never disrespected. Sir, you're listing all the things that you shouldn't even be doing to begin with. Like, are you serious?
So we have man versus bear. And the question I have for you is, how many times have you ever been threatened or attacked by either a man or a wild animal. Now, the reason why I'm saying wild animal is because I don't think in Africa we have bears, but the statistics show that men or people are more likely to attack you than animals. Like I, for instance, I have never been attacked by any animal, wild or domesticated. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning domesticated is puppies, dogs, chihuahuas, they are not playing around nowadays. So yeah, there's that. And when you think about most of the crimes or accidents or calamities that are happening, especially in our daily lives, it's men that cause them. Talk about the spreading of diseases, violence, talk about pew-pews. It's all men. These are all people, and you rarely find women involved in this. I'm not a woman, but I feel safer being alone or in a place like that rather than if they're strangers that I don't know, especially if those strangers are men. Anything that has been an attack in my life or in most people's lives has been caused by men, not women, but specifically men. Now, what is the likelihood of getting attacked by a bear compared to a man or a human being? Statistically, the likelihood of a person being attacked by a bear versus by another person varies depending on several factors such as location, activity, and individual behavior. However, in general, bear attacks are relatively rare. According to data from the U.S. National Park Service, there are an average of only 2 or 3 fatal bear attacks per year in North America. Only 2 or 3, huh? Now let's look at attacks from humans. So attacks by other humans, including essays and other crimes, are unfortunately more common. The likelihood of being attacked by another person depends on various factors such as the crime rate in the area, personal behavior, and involvement in high-risk activities. So here, when it comes to the bears, they're not telling us it depends on the area, right? They're just saying that in general, it's usually 2 to 3. Like, those are fatal. Now, when they talk about bear attacks, they are very rare. But in a case where a bear does attack and it's a fatal attack, it's usually just 2 people in a year. While the statistics of human beings is like in the thousands or in the hundreds or thousands. So you see the difference here. Now I'm beginning to side with the women. In most situations, the probability of being attacked by another person is significantly higher than being attacked by a bear. However, it is essential to note that the likelihood of either event occurring can vary widely based on individual circumstances and location. So as much as when you are in the wild, you are basically in a place for bears, right? But it still makes it rare for a bear to attack you. But when it comes to a man, you're in for it because you're about to find out in one of the most gruesome ways. So I think I'm beginning to side with the women more, which also reminds me, scientific research shows that women, when it comes to issues of critical thinking and creativity, they're usually skewed in that area. And that's the reason why I think it's very clear for most women to say exactly why they wouldn't want to be found with a man in such a situation, because most women are vulnerable, and that vulnerability has resulted in them being more cautious and awakened to such circumstances compared to men. And perhaps that's the reason why, like at first, it really went over my head, I can't lie, but now I'm beginning to see the relatability of why women are giving these responses. But who commits more crime on an average between a man and a woman? In general, men commit more crimes than women. This pattern holds true across various types of crimes and in different societies around the world. Factors contributing to this disparity, including social and cultural norms, biological differences, and socio-economic factors. Who is the number one enemy or threat in your life? If you're a religious person, you're gonna say that it's the devil. Or if you're spiritual, you're gonna say it's Satan. Now, who does Satan employ to attack you? It's usually both men and women, right? But what is the likelihood of a man attacking you compared to a woman? It's higher compared to a woman when it comes to a man. So most of the times, all the activities or the negative things or challenges we have in our lives are attributed to another person. And when it comes to crimes, statistics show that men commit more crimes compared to women. So brothers and sisters, let us leave the poor bear out of this discussion. These problems and challenges are attributed to we, the men, and the people living in our time. So if we want to put an end to all these circumstances, we have to become better people in general. We have to become better brothers, better humans, better husbands, boyfriends, better friends to our partners and to the women in our lives. Because most of the times, if a man behaves aggressively, women tend to feel uncomfortable around that person, or if you are such a person that reacts in a way that is just so aggressive. You receive bad news, you punch a wall, you do all these kinds of aggressive reactions. Most of the times, people don't want to associate themselves with you. If you are a person with friends, well, your friends might understand you, but it becomes very difficult for women to feel safe or comfortable around you. And this, my friends, creates a perception in the lady's mind that since that man wasn't safe, if they see a similar character in another man, that means that they're also going to associate this man with a person that they used to know in their life that was dangerous or that was harmful. And since a lot of crimes are attributed to us men, that's the reason why women are pointing out that they would rather feel safer with a bear, knowing that a bear wouldn't react in such a manner. While a man, on the other hand, is likely to unalive you because you've got jewelry, and they are likely to do all sorts of things to you because of the way you are dressed. Friends and family, that is a wrap up on today's discussion. Tell us what you think about today's conversation in the comments section below. And please be a sister and a brother's keeper after the discussion that we've had to make us more preferable compared to bears. I'll see you in the next video. If you enjoyed today's conversation, smash that like button and hit the subscribe button to become part of our channel. Signing off, take care.